game we're going to be playing today, which is Outworld Station. The devs did give me the key to this game. I am not being sponsored, though, so take that for what you will. This is a factory automation style game, so think Factorio, Satisfactory, that kind of thing, except instead of, building a sprawling factory over a planet, you build a sprawling space station. It is early access, so keep that in mind. It is not a finished product. I have no idea if it's any good or not. That's what we're here to find out. And usually the first thing I do when I hop into a game for the first time is I like to go into the settings, see what they've got for like accessibility and these kind of things. I do like to celebrate when people do good accessibility stuff. Now, as a reminder, if there is no accessibility settings, that is not necessarily a bad thing. You can have games that are just designed well that accessibility settings are just not necessary. I did turn on a frame limiter. That's just streaming thing. Not much to go on this screen. It's just graphic stuff. You do have a lot of different audio controls to being able to turn stuff up and down, which I've got that turned way down. It's still a little on the louder side. We'll hopefully see that maybe it's just like a title screen not respecting the audio settings or something. That happens. Controls. It does not actually... It's got weird controls, so it's kind of hard to tell if it is... I don't think it's recognizing that I have Dvorak, which is fine. I would wish more games did, but that's not surprising. As far as things, we got autosave. They've got the ability to turn off edge scrolling, which is nice. That could be a thing for people with motion sickness. We could make the UI bigger. Let's see if it actually works well. That seems perfectly fine, so I appreciate being able to do that. We could actually apparently scale up our pop-ups. Edge marker scale? Okay. And I like to do that for content creation because people watching on mobile devices and all that, it means they can actually see what the heck I'm doing. We have... Yeah, so I got a lot of stuff for, like, pop-up size and all that. So that's not bad. We obviously have no idea how well it's going to work in the actual game, but there's some settings there. And considering it's very early access, just released today, like it was literally embargoed to this afternoon, we'll do that. So, looking at the early access, right now I literally have only access to the asteroid belt, located on the far edge of the system. The asteroid belt has an abundant, basic resources and few hostiles. So apparently there's going to be some level of combat, considering enemy strength is a stat. I'm assuming artifacts will be a valuable resource. And then we got a bunch of these other resources that I'm assuming we'll use for our factory. Now with these padlocks here, I don't know if they're not in the game yet because early access, or I have to do this first and then we unlock it. I'm gonna guess these aren't in because early access, but yeah. But it looks like we'll have Titania, which is low orbit gas giant, Titania, which basically will give us different materials and tougher enemies, more artifacts. Glacial ice rings, which seems to give me... That looks like the exact same materials, but in a different order. I'm assuming it's telling me that this is the most, highest quantity to lowest quantity, and so it's kind of not quite the reverse. Almost no artifacts, really high enemy strength. And then the junkyard, which is shattered debris. So these two give different materials. These two give the same materials, different orders, and then the highest one. It could also be easy, hard, so we don't know. And before we jump in, there is clear signs that this is intended on being multiplayer. I don't know if it is or isn't now, but that's kind of cool to have a factory automation multiplayer. Some of them have done it really well, some have not. Well, actually, there's your answer right there. Friends only, single player, and all that. So apparently multiplayer is already in the early access game. We have tutorials, global events, which yeah, okay, so meteor storms and that. Station color. Minus 10 points. There's no orange. Alright, we went single player. We'll just go ahead and start. Sound is bugging out after a laptop. Oh. Welcome to the Tau system, Station Commander. Located in the fringes of the known galaxy, Nova Core is, let's see, No Horror has singled out a system for exploitation and expansion. As the newest station commanders, we expect big things from you, but don't worry, we're here to guide you along the way. To start off your station, we need these items to be in your hub. 1,000 titanium, 50 carbon, 25 gold. Better get to work, station commander. Alright, so I've got this little thing that I can apparently move around with my mouse. Alright, so yeah, so it didn't detect that I have Dvorak, so I had to change the keyboard layout to QWERTY. That's fine. And just doing all the camera controls. Enter combat mode with E. Okay, so we can easily enter and exit combat mode. Moving items. You can transfer items between the station module, container, or other objects inventory by left-clicking on it, or left-click drag into the available slot. Dragging into the available, or dragging into the available slot. Holding Shift when clicking will move half of the item stack, while middle-clicking will move a specific amount. Holding Control click will attempt to move all stacks of those items. Oh, I grabbed the rock itself. Do I drop it here? Move all starting materials from the hub into your drone. Oh, I can words. To build new modules to your station, go into build mode on the mode bar. At the bottom of the screen, press and build the hotkey. You can choose the build category to see all available modules in that section. And you can choose an option to build from the placing mode. If you have all the required parts in your drone's inventory, you can click build and drag automatically to add connectors. Oh, so this is... There, so I had it right the first time. I wanted the left side to be that. So I need to build an atomizer from the resources category. Build, resources, atomizer. Okay, so, oh wait, it did snap there for a moment. Alright. And build a smelter from the production. Okay. We can gather resources. Atomizing. When starting out, your main way to gather resources is to feed asteroids and other objects into the atomizer module. Use the left click or left drag to drag a single object into your atomizer and drop it in the opening. You can shift left click multiple objects to carry up to your maximum carry weight. Production. Most production modules, such as smelters, have a recipe selected to start functioning. To do this, select the module on the production section and choose a required recipe from the list. When the module has the required input materials, it will begin production, and completed items will appear in the output section. Okay, there we go, select recipe. So titanium, I guess, will be first. Tutorial, linking modules. Automate supply chains by linking station modules together. Modules will automatically send any needed resources to the factories of other modules they are linked to. Enter link mode with the left click and left-click on the source module, and left-click on the module you want to do it. Hold shift to quickly link modules. So link. There we go. Link the smelter to the hub. Can I link through other buildings? I'm about to find out. Yes, we can. Alright. Let's see. Interesting that there's combat in this one. Between that and the multiplayer, it seems to be doing some things. 1 second, I can't actually see with my glasses off. Just have something in my eye. Seems to be doing some unique things, the factory space. So yeah, so like Factorio has a lot of combat, and Satisfactory technically does, but they don't aggress to you, you kind of go to them. Is Outworld Stations new? Yes, it is released in early access today, which is part of why we're playing it. It's like Oni, to a certain degree in the automation side, sure. It's not a colony builder though. Let's see, to remove the link from the module, enter link mode with the F toolbar. Select the module you previously linked, and select the destination you'd like to unlink. So basically, you just treat it like you're linking it all over again, or you can hit X to just cancel the links entirely. So link. Unlink the smelter from the hub. Okay. I hope your day's going well, Larding, or like it improves at least. Select 1 new module to produce carbon and 1 to produce gold. So we'll go build, general, that's not what I need, production, smelter. Recipe, carbon, recipe, gold. And so I guess I'm hoping I can link multiple of the same thing. It's got little arrows in all of them, so yeah, they're starting to run. And then construct a storage module. Storage unit. Let's go ahead and put that up a spot. Now, I'm not seeing if we're using materials to build all this. Link storage to the hub. Link smelters to the storage module. Okay. Tutorial. Solar generators. Solar generators provide a decent amount of energy. Lost a job and will be looking for a lawyer. I hope what's going on, Lardine, I hope it improves. That sucks, man. Sorry to hear that. Solar generators provide a decent amount of energy for relatively low cost. They must be manually aligned to the sun by left dragging them with your drone, and will lose alignment over time. You can shift left click to align multiple solar panels at the same time. The total power generated also depends on the sun level in your area. Tried to bully you out of a higher paying job, withholding check. Ah, I see. That's not fun. Okay. Activate extra functions. Open the map view using the M key.
Take a sip. What's the worst that could happen?
Cool, I've lost my tutorial once I did that, but we do see there's a map. Open the codex using the C key. Cool, that tells you, like, it lets you go back to your tutorials. Shows you different locations discovered. It shows you your station levels. Ships will be something we get later, and our materials. Love to see it. Activate your sensor view using / or T. Okay. Show the station view by holding control. I don't just leave that on. Primary and optional objectives appear in the top right corner of the screen. Any items or parts or materials in the hub storage or completed ships will within a certain range of the station count towards these goals. You can send items and ships at any time by clicking them under contract. Or wait until an objective items have been met and click on the complete objective button will appear. Alright, so we are working on this already. I did notice under this one, you have a different color to you. Are you trying to tell me you don't have enough power, or... Ah, I see. I think it's trying to tell me I'm pushing the limit on my power in there, maybe? Okay, so I don't have the materials. Yeah, so I think that one's running at, like, partial speed. No, you're still at 99% alignment. Oh, I have to feed it. That is ultimately how this game works. I do imagine later you'll get ships to automatically do that. Okay, so that should give me my last unit of gold here to complete the first objective. Shrimp. Yeah, it happens. Alright, complete. So I finished our first proper objective. Matter printer. Alright, so it's going to be probably our factory. New parts unlocked, so you can start making hull plating composite on it. Congratulations, Commander. You'll find new range of modules and get interrupted by a tutorial. Get wrecked, nerd. Advanced mode. Most storage and factory modules have an advanced mode, which lets you select exactly what items you want sent to them. Enter the advanced mode by selecting the module and then clicking on the cog icon button. You can now select any storage slot and choose which items get stored there, as well as a maximum limit. Duplicate. Okay, so basically if I'm like, hey, this machine requires 3 different materials, slot 1 is that one, slot 2 is the next one, slot 3 is the third one, don't touch the rest of this. That way you don't run into a situation where, like, you get one thing out of whack that's being overproduced, it just clogs up a machine that doesn't stop working anymore. That's a classic in factory games happening. Most factory modules can be set to a higher priority in advanced mode. Modules with higher priority will take more resources from form sources than lower priority. This is extremely useful when streamlined. Gotcha, so you can do like min-maxing. Alright. With a new range of modules and items and parts now available, matter printers can convert raw materials into complex items, ready to be used in farther production chains. Use the connect function to automatically feed the output of your smelters into your matter printers to speed up production. Okay, so basically we got a new thing. I'm already trying to do the thing. To continue development of your station, we need the following items in your hub: 100 hull plating, 50 basic frames, 50 composite, 25 fiber optics. Better get to work, Station Commander. Look, you don't need to sass me. Yeah, it's fine. Alright. So I've got the matter printer. So you'll select the recipe, we'll do the armor plating, because that's the one they want the most of. And I'm going to ignore her advice about connecting these smelters directly to it, and I'm going to connect that instead. Oh. And we'll use the... Oh, actually, connect that to the hub. Alright. So we are going to need multiple of those. We have a vertical connector. It almost feels like what I should be doing here is, like, shoving some of the places, like, above and below for organization. I'll worry about that later. We're still in the very beginning, so I don't really know what I'm going to need for anything. So I need 4 of these total. And I can't afford it because of hull plating, which we are producing. So with this, basic frames. With this, fiber tubes. Production. Alright, in the meantime, okay. Drop these all in here. Okay, build, production. So interestingly enough, I think my metal platings are getting counted towards the objective, but not going to my inventory for use. That's probably okay. I'm assuming if I didn't deliver it to the other location, I could change that. Oh, no, wait, I have to pick them up. That's right. That's not where you go. Right, so I gotta move you over. Right. The game did teach me these things. And recipe, that'll be your composite. Grab this box over there. Grab you back here. So that should all be wired up to work. Alright, Nitro, you have a good one. You're a cute little robot, doing my cute little robot things. As was destined. Okay, so it looks like the solar alignment's getting a little out of whack. And for those who don't know, Allison Adventures, another fantastic content creator on the platform. Someone I definitely recommend checking out. Alright, so let's drop all you over here. Okay. So we've got this stuff, it's processing. Are you filling up with stuff? Yes. Yes, you are. So what we're going to probably want to do is expand more of this. It is a little... I keep shift clicking. It is a little bothersome that I have to sit there and like juggle the inventory. It's not the end of the world, but with the whole thing attached to itself, you kind of find myself immediately wishing that stuff attached to my station, that I could opt to pull it from the station storage versus having to move it to my bot and everything. It's not the end of the world. Oh, I see. Okay, well, we're going to start with the same pattern we did on the other side. Production. We apparently have a new material here. So we would need to go from here to there. And from here to there. Okay, so you're set to titanium. You're set to the carbon. Production. So I need more hull plating. So how easy it is, like, can I see my power easily somewhere? That's what I'm curious about. Okay. So we produce a maximum of 57 megawatts, and we're bouncing between 40 and 57. So that's telling me, as far as the megawatts go, we are pushing kind of the edge of my limit. Okay, you're actually maxed out on your alignment and all that good stuff. Meanwhile, I'm probably getting low on 4, so let's just drop you in there. So far, I am liking this for being a bit different from other factory automations, while still like in its core loop, it's kind of the same thing. I've actually not even been paying attention to the objective, it's just been like, make more, build, make factory go brr. Which is a very good sign of a factory automation game, is when you just get into like, no, gotta make factory bigger. So selected a smelter and go to its advanced, which was the cog that it told me about, that I could definitely, there you are. Disable advanced view with right click. Yeah, so the advanced view lets me do this. I can custom name them, I could give them higher priority, and we could change their settings and all that. Onboarding tutorial complete. Congratulations, Station Commander. You've completed the NovaCorp onboarding process. You're now ready to go forth, build, explore, expand your industry empire over the Tau system. We see great things for you in the future, Commander. Good luck. We look forward to you exploiting people and giving them minimum compensation. It seems like there's an overarching goal besides the objective, like the tightening bots remain thing. So we don't know yet. Like, I have no idea what the overall thing is. Keep in mind, this is early access, so it very well may be that they're not giving us the actual story yet. That happens. Alright, give me those frames. Give me these. Because the factory must grow. Look at Factorio's story. You crashed, good luck. Yup. That is Factorio's story when it first showed up. It's like, look man, you smacked into a planet. Have a good one. And then with the DLC, it's like, oh man, it's a new story. Yeah, now you need to get a step farther off the planet. We want you to get, you know, that extra mile. I keep not realizing that tool is saying up. Okay, so all that should be wired up. So if I just feed it rocks, that should be fine. How does our power look now? So our maximum power is 62 megawatts. And the max we have consumed is 62 megawatts. So I think we need to keep expanding our power. Yeah, and that's getting full up, which is the reason I was like, oh, I need to make more stuff, is because it looks like we're getting backlogged on titanium. So where I just duplicated these, there's a good chance I need to get more happening there. It is draining those materials, which is good. I imagine in the future, I'm gonna put like junctions down this middle area so I can have like layers. So you can have like the lower layers, all your smelters, and it passes it up, and you have like your upper layers this. Because I can imagine you're gonna make these huge. Alpha station belt. Oh, that's just literally just the only button there. Current station level is 2, which is what we're working on now. And I'm trying to not fuss with it for a minute. I mean, these do process materials relatively fast. The titanium's falling behind. So realistically, what I would imagine we would want to do there is just get an eyeball on things and maybe build like an extra smelter or two for titanium. I also have not been paying attention that these definitely tell me what materials are in them. And I've just been hucking everything nearby. What are you? Oh, you're enemy. Alright, We have learned something. I have limited energy. It does regenerate, but I gotta wait on it. Hey, Harry, how's it going? What are you, though? Supply the following to unlock. So we don't actually have whatever that right material is. The left one we have. But I'm guessing that'll give us a ship we can run around. Okay. These look all yellow, so I'm going to assume they have gold in them without actually caring about looking at their information. Alright. Oh, and I can pop over here for a minute and say move all. Okay, so we're still waiting on some basic frames and all that. So what do those even use? So the basic frames just require titanium. And so do the other ones. So the two things that are being held up are just the ones that require titanium. All of these are actively running right now, which is encouraging. And it looks like the maximum power consumption is stabilizing. Our solar panels do appear to be... I do have a feeling, I'm hoping we get like a tech or something later to automate that. Because I definitely don't want that to be a chore where I have to come back to my station every so often and just rotate the panels. Actually, now I think about it. Break that connection. Give me all these raw materials. And move those over here. So these should go over here now just fine. What are you waiting on? You're waiting on the carbon. Okay. Yeah, so this way, all of these... So basically, ore comes in here, it gets spread out through all those. Those then all put into this box puts into this, and then these all drop out there. So this is kind of like my middle tier stuff. Oh, give me these hull plates out here. We don't want those in there. So let's double check. You're the one making hull plates? Okay, so you only connect there. So we shouldn't see more hull plates end up in here. So that's good, because now I can easily see what materials we actually need. Because apparently, where I was like, oh man, I need more gold, we're doing great on gold. Titanium is struggling a bit. And the carbon and fiberglass is doing alright. But we will be at our level 2 soon, and that'll be good. You know, I want it all, absolutely. So I'm assuming that after our expansion 2, we're going to unlock more tech. So while the temptation is to immediately run up and just start shoving more factory down, it very well could be like, hey, you got your smelter level 2. It's twice as fast as your current smelter. And you're like, well, I guess just rip this all apart. That does happen in these games. Alright. We got a fabricator, energy storage, and artifact analyzer. We can also find artifact diamonds, nanoplating, and a whole bunch of stuff. You've achieved a new station level. My compliments. I don't actually care. I'm reading off a prompt. New modules, parts, and items are now available for you to utilize. The artifact analyzer is now available. Feed any alien artifacts you find into this unit to unlock important technologies and upgrades. You can now construct fabricators in order to produce more complex items and simple starship parts. Energy storage modules will store excess power energy produced by your station, ready to restore energy if you lose power. Yeah, so it's a buffer so as these go out of whack, it doesn't immediately shut down your factory. To fulfill your next objective, you're going to need to manufacture the following: 50 nanoplating, 50 reinforced frames, and 10 artificial diamond. Let us know if you have when you have all the items required. You can imagine she's reading off that prompt and just going station to station to station, telling that to every person. You can now explore and come across alien artifacts floating in space, hidden inside crashed starships, and other containers. These can be dragged back to your station and dropped into the artifact analyzer and converted into tech points. Tech points can be spent on a wide range of upgrades to your drone and station. Cool, so it's research. Alright, so first, looking at what we got. So we got the artifact analyzer. Alright, so give me all that stuff. The artifact analyzer, I imagine, can't afford. Oh, I need more hull plating. Didn't we have like 100? Oh, it actually took those hull platings when I did it. That's fine. Okay. Now we got power, so we have the energy storage. Meteor strike incoming. So I assume I need to run over here and go shooty shooty bang to the meteors. I assume they're like slowly drifting in and not just gonna zip past me at speed. Alright, we got an enemy thing over there. I'm not sure if you saw. It was like a little platform. Okay. Yeah, so there's an enemy over there. I don't know if that's a hostile base or just a thing it's protecting. Okay, I can't hurt it. Alright, gotta wait on energy. We're getting a lot of enemies over here. I thought I saw one new enemy come out of this one. I'm not seeing more, so that might have just been my imagination. Now, the combat is not hard. Alright. So we're gonna need to get these new production modules going on. That's gonna take some tinkering to get this to be where we want it. Alright, so we've got this all set up. So building, resource, or sorry, general. The artifact analyzer will build. So we have fusion core, laser power. Yeah, so we got basic straightforward stats on our ship. I'd say the biggest ones being the inventory and carry weight. The station, extra power generation. Items move faster, so that's like this is more power, faster conveyors. Maximum freighter speed, well we don't have freighters yet. Output resource miners, station modules have better thing, yield from oil atomizers. So a lot of it seems like make thing just directly better versus like straight up unlock, you need this to continue. We also are going to want to put a couple of these batteries. You go and build 3. I do kind of wish with these it was easier just to select them all and just do it. Alright, so I'm going to have to make some of these new production things. So we've got the fabricator. And that's the only new building I haven't made yet. I am starting to think very quickly I'm going to regret building this the way we did. And adjusting our layout. But we'll get into that in a minute. Yeah, so you're smart enough to only take the materials you need. So we are out of titanium. Need to deal with that. So I think what's going to end up happening here, I'm probably going to need to make more of these for just the titanium. So production, smelter, smelter, smelter. You will do... Okay, we got a new material, molecular bonding. So where I said I was going to do that, we're doing something entirely different. So, yeah. So that means you go from here to there. You go from here to there. And then next for you, titanium. And titanium. The same deal, from you to there, from you to there, from you to here, from you to here. Alright. And just keep grabbing stuff and dropping there. Can you drive the satellite? Oh, the space station? I think it's stationary. You know, that brings up a question. This seems to actually have a pretty good range. So can I sling this? Okay, so you, unlike real space, you don't keep much inertia. But if we do drop it over there relatively, it will find its way. Okay, production, smelter, drop you down, do this, set titanium. Same deal, drop you there. Drop you here. That should distribute them where they need to go. And so we are getting our materials produced. Okay, so it seems like the next move from here is we're going to want to go and get ourselves in our row setup. I'm going to go and try for here, go to a connector and another connector. And then from here we can go to production, fabricator. Select a recipe so we can do the nano plating, which is what we saw that sheep down there. So that needs the molecular bonding and the hull plating. So if we go here, I'm supposed to be able to say, hey, you are going to take the... Where's the hull plating? There you go, hull plating. I don't actually care how much you carry. You'll take the molecular bonding. Because I assume if I don't do that, it'll just shove them in there and potentially get blocked. Alright, so with that, we can go ahead and say there. And there. And there. Cool. Drop you off, I don't need more than one stack. Drop you off, I don't need more than one stack. Give me that. Once I get that first one, I should be able to grab that. Move it to our ship, and then we saw this wreck down here. Yeah, no, I definitely agree that this game seems like one that has a lot of potential. Okay, did I actually damage that? Okay, I mean, we got freebies. I'm pretty sure I just sent that container. There you are. Okay, so drop you in. Unlock. I was expecting other things, I guess. Okay. Hey, Kim, how's it going? Gotcha, so there's just storage there. That's not our enemy. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so got more goodies. Okay, we got more parts. Grab a bunch of little bits. Are we winning? I mean, it's going good so far. We're still figuring it out. Okay, so you basically have nothing but that. And you are starving on the molecular material. Give me this. Because then we're going to go build, production, fabricator. Do that. Choose this recipe. So you're going to require advanced mode this, select, what are you called? Basic frames. And then that's fine. And then the other one's the molecular bonding. Okay. We can go here, connect you, go here, connect you. So I still don't know how we get the artificial diamond. That says it's a matter printer thing. Alright, so production, matter printer. We'll shove that over here. Okay, so that's carbon. That's easy enough. We already have carbon going in there. No, wait. Carbon's not going there. Cancel that one. Grab this one. Yeah, grab this one. And then you go this way. Okay, so we should be producing everything here. Probably at a terrible lack of efficiency. But, you know, that is what it is. It does look like I'm going to need to just grab a bunch of ore and chuck it in here. And by that I mean slam it into the side of the space station and not... Look. I can learn my lessons if I choose. I simply choose not to. Hey JD, yep, I agree. I'm enjoying it so far, so let's grab a bunch more of these little ones. So I actually have a bunch of artificial diamonds, apparently. Just move it all for right now. Okay. So, they're making progress there. Yeah, so for the moment, I don't think we increase the factory. Let go. There you go. I think we just get our atomizer topped off. My assumption is we'll want to get a second atomizer. I kind of just don't want to, because I know what happens when I do this, is I'm going to have to do more and more trips just to keep it fueled. And that's the kind of thing that could quickly turn from fun to tedious. But my assumption of what we'll do is they mention other ships. My guess is we'll get other ships to facilitate that. Again, ice asteroid over there. Okay. Yeah, so you're getting full. And most of the stuff is running. You're not. Oh, you are. You're just... Okay. So we're hovering at the kind of the limit of our power. So I need to grab a stack of you. And I need to grab a stack of you. And go down here. I need to grab a stack of you. And increase our power production. Okay. So that should keep that all running. And you're struggling over here for basic frames. There we go. That should fix that. Maybe. I'll deal with that in a minute. Okay, so let's go deal with the meteor strike before it hits us. Okay, got another enemy platform there we'll deal with. Alright. So that meteor dropped what looks to be a really good piece of ore. And I don't know how I detached my camera from my drone, but it's deeply upsetting. There we go. All right. I also see that the small and large ones I don't get to see until we're close enough. I got like a visible radius around the drone. Okay, are we starting to get those other things? Yeah, so I'm starting to see the actual reinforced plates show up. We've got the artificial diamonds already made. So what we're probably going to want to do here is start going into advanced mode and limiting some of these things. Because I am noticing we're getting a pretty large number here. So we'll say... You can be the... Not the reinforced frames. Which one are you? The basic frames. A full stack. You can be the nano plating. A full stack. You can be... What are you called? What are you called? I want your name. Fiber optics. Okay. You can be the fiber optics, a full stack. So basically I'm trying to reserve a spot for a lot of these things. Composite. Because we reserve a slot for a lot of these things, it means if we ever start getting too much of something, it won't just break. That's the reinforced frames. Let's go ahead and do that here real quick. We can get the artificial diamonds locked. That is... What are you? You're the hull plating. Yeah, so we got all those individual things. I'm not so worried. I actually don't know why the gold is here. I believe the gold should be there. And then the computers, we don't have a use for yet. I am getting way too much gold. Alright. Don't mind me, I'm just taking your asteroids. Okay. Mind your business. Gold and computers. Alright, let's go check that out. Asteroid mint. I know, right? So you wanted one of those. And some gold. I should be able to get goodies out of that. So I do like that there's exploration around here. I'm hoping there's a lot in that exploration. It's not just kind of one-trick thing. So they gave me the computer back. They gave me some artificial stuff. So honestly, not that exciting. Okay, I can't, like, shoot it later. Alright. We almost got the last of our nanoplating done. Alright. We also seem to be getting plenty of that. So it does seem like realistically for some of these, yeah, because we could check that saying, okay, it's 20 hull plating per minute. And I could go down to here and say, which one? This one. This was 20 hull plating per minute. So this is a 1-to-1 relationship. But these take cumulatively 60, where is it at? Oh, you produce 90. Okay. So yeah, so I just have a thing where I just need lots more silica compared to other materials. I'm literally about to finish this one. So you'd have to sit there. Let's see, any way to scan specific resources in Asteroid before going up and clicking on them individually? I believe there is a button here somewhere that it taught me that I definitely remember that brings up a radar. We got purple symbols. There's a silica node. No, don't worry about it. I'm just doing my thing. Yeah, so radar doesn't seem to be around stuff like that. The radar seems to be around finding wrecks and enemies and stuff like that. Still kind of neat. My thought of what's ultimately going to happen is I'm not going to have to worry about it. Oh, right, I have to actually click on complete. My thought is what's going to happen is we're going to get hauling stuff. Locate and destroy the following asteroid belt zone. Seeker. New ships unlocked. The Aeon Hopper. New parts unlocked. Ship engine, circuit boards, and computers. Wait, did I just see something shoot at my base? Primary objective complete. Well done, Commander. You unlocked additional modules, items, parts for you to employ. You can now automate raw material extraction by constructing miners onto ore nodes located on some larger asteroids. Miners have connection points which can be built on to create mining substations to serve your main station. A small shipyard has now been unlocked. Smaller ships can be constructed here to satisfy orders for starships. Okay, so I need to fulfill your next objective. Please build the following: 5 Aeon Hoppers. In addition, please fulfill the following items: 25 computers. Better get to work, Station Commander. Okay. Building starships. You may now receive objectives that require starships to be constructed. These are built in your shipyard. Click on the plus button on the panels in your shipyard to add a ship to the shipyard build queue by left-clicking on it. Remove a ship from the queue by right-clicking on it. You can add or remove 10 shifts at a time by holding shift. Once a shift is completed, use your drone to drag the ship to a clear area and let the shipyard move on to the next ship in the queue. To speed up resource collection, you can now construct miners on resource nodes.
What's the worst that could happen?
That you may find on larger asteroids. Miners can have other station modules built on them to create substations so that you can supply your main base with resources. Okay, so I have a hunk of rock over here. I don't think that has a thing. So let's look at our build stuff, resources, miner, and then we got general, small ship station, all that. You get the idea. So we're gonna go zip on down here to our main module and just say, yeah, give me all that. I will take it all. I'm gonna actually put these back because our fiber optics we're just making too much of. I'm gonna have to go and deal with that. But we'll get there and eventually. Let's grab a stack of the gold, because there's some things that I found we can build that use gold. Okay. So with that, let's go and pop up here and say build, production, miner. So I can't afford it. I need more nanoplating. Alright. So we're having a little bit of a pain point with some of this stuff. Let's see if there's limits I can set on some of these things. So let's go to our... Okay, so we've got you. Construction. So I don't see a thing here that says, hey, only produce so much of this. It seems like what I'd probably ultimately want to do is maybe make some storage for stuff. So it gets set aside, because right now, this is overproducing the crap out of it. Let's check to see what the, You also use the silicon. So let's go over to one of these and change your production to that. That should cut down on that and give me more materials for other stuff. I'm also noticing all of those have stalled because I haven't been feeding it more ore. Alright, so let's run over here. Scoop up some asteroids. I'm gonna feed these back into there. But the good news is it looks like we're gonna be getting to the point of automating our ore. Which we did see that there was a silica deposit over here on the left. A lot of enemies out around it, but I just zoomed around and took what we could. So more than likely I want to fight my way over there. Where are you? You were right here. Okay, we got homing missiles. Yeah, right there. Oh, so you need titanium. I'll deal with that in a minute. It's almost like my little mining drone thing is not like some purpose-built combat ship. It holds up well, though. Okay, do we have any other goodies dropped? Yeah, so we need a unit of titanium. It's fine. Alright, so let's go fix our solar panels real fast, because they're all whining that they're misaligned. Okay. I missed you and you. Alright. So I need just straight up titanium. Meanwhile, we can go ahead and stack that up more. You can keep that part of that stack. We've got plenty of diamonds and all that. We'll grab these and those. Alright, because then I should be able to get the, I should be able to get the... What is the words I'm looking for? I should be able to get the silicon happening automatically and not have to worry about this stuff. Cool. We got a circuit board, because this definitely looks like it's going to give me some silicon. So my hope here is that we go to resources, we plunk you on there. Modules low power. Okay. So then what I don't know is how any of this all hooks up. Because it mentioned I can attach stuff to this. We just got to figure that out. Oh, there we go. It's over here on this edge. So let's go over here. Can I change the shape of you by chance? I have no idea. All right. So let's add another one here. Put a solar panel there. A solar panel here. So we are now producing power. That'll start getting us the output on that. So that's good news. I am going to go ahead and... So I can. So I can place those. From here, I want to go and... So you're giving me the silica. So I still need to atomize that, I believe. No, that's not true. So production. So I'd build a smelter here and tell it to accept the silica. And is that what I was short on? Produce that. We can go to General, Storage Unit 1, Storage Unit 2, drop you in there, build, production, smelter, do this, bring you over here. Okay. Yeah, so I'm figuring here is this is just going to be pumping ore into these smelters, which then is going to be dropped into here. When they fill up, the smelter should shut down. We will want to add some battery units. And for right now, I'm going to leave that like it is. I'm lying because that thing is just absolutely massively pumping out. Okay. So this is not an adequate number of things drawing that in. I understand. Give me a moment, meteors. I'm doing a thing. Okay, so let's get down here, deal with this garbage. Okay, so I've got a basic setup there. I did notice it is marking that we have a silica mine, so I don't have to be like, oh man, where is that stuff? Okay, so there's lots of goodies in those. Would you go away, small machine? Okay, did notice that these ones over here drop goodies for me. Okay, we grab those. Alright. So good news there is, if we keep those things moving, we should eventually not have a need for a lot of it. In the meantime, the shipyard would need more nanoplating. I'm sure that's going to be a recurring issue. Alright. And everything here is hung up because there's nothing but that in there. So the bigger question is, what would be my means of getting the materials between those? I assume we would make the ships to move them back and forth of some variety or another. Man, you are just pumping this stuff out. And even with this, we're struggling. I'm also finding that we do not have enough solar panels. How about now? So if we check on our power, so it says we're producing 44, and no, it says we're used 20. Okay, we're charging. Yeah, so we're charging our batteries right now, so we should be good. It just maxed because we are charging. So we have an optional thing. I'm not going to worry about it. It's for 4 things I'm already manufacturing. So I can grab a stack of those. I keep shift-clicking, think that's going to work, and that's not how it works. So let's run this over here. Because that should boost that and keep things moving here. So I pop over here, we don't have any of that. I drop you in, and you start depleting rapidly. Getting these all wired up, I apparently dropped that there. Because yeah, we want that to keep building up. We're going to keep getting these plates and all that. That's just going to take time. Drop you into that stack because I don't really need more. Also drop you there. Okay, so how much more do I need for another drill? I need 1 more computer, which I'm sure I'm going to be upset by your requirements. Production, you're going to be a fabricator for sure. Okay, so I got circuit boards and computers and small engines. So circuit boards are first. So you are going to need the nanotubes, or the fiber optics. Let's go here, get your fiber optics set. And you need gold, which are good, because those are 2 materials I have entirely too much of. It'll be gold bars, right? Yeah, just gold. Okay, so with that, the gold's in this box, so that needs to go there. The tubes are in this box, so that goes there. And then you go and put the stuff back in here. So let's go and put a new spot on the UI here where we go, boom. You are now required to be circuits, wherever the heck those are. Circuit boards, computers, small engines is another one we saw here. Okay, so that's already making circuit boards. So we're going to need to get the next one in here. And I'm sure we're going to run to bottlenecks on our pipeline, so that's going to be circuit boards and more tubes. Okay, so those tubes were like, oh man, I'm just getting too many of them. That's going to be a self-solving problem. So you need the fiber optics, you need the circuit boards. So for this one, it's going to be just that way here, and that way back. Yeah, we're definitely going to run into some pipeline issues so far as all that. because we're not going to be able to push that many things through. We're going to need to go here, because you also need small engines. And that's hull plating and composite. So this is going to be the point where we push that I'm using more hull plating than I'm producing. Versus the composite I'm not too worried about. We've been just sitting on that. That's been backlogging. So in this case, we're going to go from here to there, and there to there. Because I believe the hull plating and composite goes in here. That does mean I'm going to need to get another matter printer. Production. Matter printer. Go here, select hull plating, okay. You drop off there, and you grab from here and go there. Okay, so meanwhile, you are fresh out of asteroids, so we gotta deal with that. My assumption what's gonna happen here is I'm gonna gradually no longer be doing... Oh, that's not the right button. No longer be bringing anything back to the station in the way of, like, asteroids. And instead I'm gonna be bringing the stuff from other like, instead of bringing the asteroids back here, I'm gonna be just using all of our drills and then taking the end products and moving them back to the main manufacturing hub. Is my guess of where this is gonna go. Because also, as we're doing this, you'll notice I'm getting a little bit more distance around my ship. I'm having to go farther and farther to get more asteroids. And there's lots of wrecked ships over there. Did you select the input for the matter? I believe so. Yeah, no, it's running. They're like, yeah, so we are actually getting our small engines and our computers and our other stuff built. It's just gonna take time. So meanwhile, we would need to go here to the actual shipyard. That needs the nano plating stuff, which I've got tons of now. So we can go production. So general, shipyard. Let's shove that over here for right now. Oh, you know what? Can I destroy you easy? How do I destroy you? There's gotta be a way. It's not control. It's not alt. Not seeing an obvious destroy it here. This down here is to destroy an item from my inventory. Synthesizer? Oh, that's interesting. So I can make these things on my ship as well. Build. I'll worry about that later. I'm sure there's a control for it. Because the entire thing I was thinking was just... Okay, so you require all this. So I can start building the ship with the hull plating and everything that brings through. And honestly, those don't take nearly as much requirements as I thought they were. Pick a direction and don't stop, see if it goes generating forever. I mean, I don't think so. Judging by the fact that it has this dark ring, I'm assuming that's the size. It is cool that it does mark the nodes. I didn't notice that till now, that like all this stuff is marked. Solar generators are out of alignment. Yeah, so my current immediate thoughts are... I'm not a big fan of the you have to adjust these manually. I get the idea is it's so you can't leave your factory running and ignore it for long periods of time. But still. I'm assuming we'll get the Aeon hopper and do stuff. Bottom left says you can sell the shipyard. Bottom left says you can sell the shipyard. Bottom left says you can sell the shipyard. Oh, bottom right? Just... Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that might be it. So we go sell. Gotcha. I'm assuming we get our resources back. Well, for right now, it's already doing stuff. We're just gonna let that run for right now. Oh man, you're burning through those materials way faster than I can get them. I'm hoping that what's gonna happen is they're gonna be able to make ships that it is one of those things that, like, the ships you make, I can say, hey, go to this mine, bring the ore back. You know, to go the whole factory leaning thing of just automate everything. That whole bit. Or even be able to be like, hey, here is your asteroid retrieval ship. Granted, that shouldn't be as necessary with the asteroid retrieval shouldn't be necessary if we could put down the mining drills. Because then it should just be go from point A to B. Cool, thanks for the freebies. Oh, when I completed the objective, it took the ship that was the complete objective, and it just noped out. Alright, so I still just need way more. We're definitely going to need to get more drills going. Okay. Oh, we just got ourselves a free ship. That's cool. Carry to the hub to capture their ship. Oh, and we need to move you. For right now, just drop all that off. Grab these back. Because then I'll drop you off here. Okay, so you're low on that. That's fine. I need to go and adjust the solar panels over here real fast. What is the purple blob on the map when you had it up? The purple blob. If you mean this, that's my that's a carbon mine. Oh, that was like a miasma storm thing. When I went into it, I got hurt. I'm assuming later on we'll do something with it, but I don't seem to have anything I can interact with it quite yet. Yeah, so that's going to be really good for producing stuff. It may even be that I need to be adding more production to get, like, later on in the tech process with those. I'm choosing not to right now, because I still got to figure it out. Move all. That is exactly the amount that fits in there. And we can just let it just go ahead. And you're all running solid over here, while these aren't running as hard. Okay, so we cleared the queue. That way we can let the computers continue to build up. That's good. Now let's deal with the meteor strike. But yeah, so I definitely feel like some of these manual things, like dragging the ship out of the shipyard, I think it's fine for now, but that's definitely something I'm hoping gets automated later. And my expectation is we will unlock ships that we can choose to contribute for whatever we contribute them for. Or instead, I can use those ships to automate certain things like moving materials back and forth. It's fine. Okay. Not sure how far they follow. There we go. Just trying to grab enough ore to keep this running. But yeah, that purple cloud we went by was talking about there. You stop getting stuck on the ship. Okay, only need 3 more computers and we'll finish the next space expansion. I would imagine being with an early access version, we'll probably get up to the point just where we start getting the ships doing whatever the heck it is the ships can do. And that'll probably be where they're like, okay, we hope you enjoyed it. You know, come back later. Don't know. But I definitely see a lot of potential for this game. I am, as I said, a little worried about some of these things like the solar panels being a very manual process. My hope is what's going to happen with a lot of those. Why did you pause? My hope is with a lot of those, it'll end up being a thing that you manual it in the early the early part. You get whatever, like these say they're a fast taxi ship, so I don't know what they even do. But I'm hoping we get some other ships so we can just be like, this little ship just goes back and forth and carries stuff, and you get the idea. Or you can automate the ship sail. Because they mentioned sell, but I mean, other than giving you your materials back, I don't know what they would give you. Alright, so we delivered the ships. Freighter dock. Defense turret. Storage unit MK2. Aeon courier. Alright, yeah, so the freighter thing sounds like exactly what... That message pops up, and I always think someone's shooting me from the bottom of the screen. You have achieved a new station level. Compliments. My compliments. The new modules and parts and items are now available for you to utilize. Construct freighter docks to connect remote parts of your station, such as miners, to further automate resource processing. Freighters can be built on any freighter dock and can then be ordered to pick up and drop off from any docks in the current zone. Defense turrets can be constructed around your station and remote substations to automatically defend it from enemy drones, creatures, and meteors. To further expand your station, build the following ships. 10 Aeon hoppers, 10 Aeon couriers. In addition, please fulfill the 50 supercomputers. Alright, so what will... Upgrading modules. Let's see, you have unlocked a module upgrade. Some station modules can be upgraded to increase their productivity, efficiency, and output, if you have the required materials. Click on the required modules properties windows and upgrade the module to a new version. Freighters can be used to automate moving resources between separate parts of your station, such as miners. To use a freighter, construct 2 freighter docks, build a freighter in one of them by using the selection pop-up, and then a new freighter can choose the dock to pick up the resources from and drop off. Yeah, I get that. Okay. Alright, so we have transport, freighter dock, that's expensive. Defense, that too is expensive. Alright, so let's go in here, and for right now, give yes. Give yes, please. So we'll go build, transport, freighter dock. That is enough for that. So freighter dock is an endpoint that seems like wherever I put it, that's what's going there. I'm going to put that here. It's probably a mistake because that means we're going to bottleneck along this whole pipeline. But I also don't care. So you can make this using hull plating Mark 1 and computers. There's some computers. And the hull plating Mark 1 I don't think is going to happen at any meaningful speed. Meanwhile, we could zip on over here. Actually, we don't even need to zip on over there. Do I have what I need to make another one of these? Composite and computers. The answer is I just need more materials, which means I need to set up more mining drills, and I need to bring more ore back, and I need to do more yes. The classic automation thing. Produce the following stuff. I'll worry about that later. That's one computer. I'll come back for that later. Alright. If we produce 50 artificial diamonds, I will get a nanoplating. So for upgrading you to a level 2, that's not actually that expensive. And now we have a level 2 storage. Alright. So part of me feels like what I would want to do is if we were starting this from scratch, is I would take this like pipeline we've got here and have like a regular pipeline here and probably have like the storages off to the side. So like have a storage here and then the smelters to be like the input output there. Same this way. Trying to remove how much of a load I have on this main bus here. Because I can only see back here in the tube and I can see this is almost solid going into there. And then the output's fine. So I'm imagining, though, from going from this spot, it's probably completely bottlenecked the whole way back. I can't see it, though. Hey, Ants, how's it going? But the other thing I kind of need to do is I do need to get some mining drills of other materials going up. To reduce my need to drag rocks back. Yeah, and you're struggling to get hull plating. Now, where's the struggle? You have... Okay, so it's going to be the matter printers. Because we got plenty of titanium in there. But it's not getting to the other parts. So let's go production, matter printer. I can't afford it because I don't have hull plating. So I'm going to try this. We haven't used our like onboard synthesizer thing. I'm going to grab that stack. And I'm going to struggle to figure out how the heck I access my own inventory. I'll go here and just ignore that part. 1, 2, oh. Okay. Just gonna like 20 or so of those. And now put the ore back. And then we can go build, production, you, plunk you here, choose to make more plating, grab the material from there, grab you and put back at the station. Let's see, you just gotta snack it open the window, time to relax? Yeah. So it definitely feels like with this game, one of the things we're going to learn our lesson in a big way is we're going to need, like right now I've got this bottleneck. So if we think in terms of like Factorio, it's basically I've got like one giant conveyor belt that by magic I could shove everything on it and it just doesn't become chaos like what actually happens in Factorio. But I do have that throughput limit of that belt from the hub right down this one main spoke here because, you know, what's happening is the ore is coming from this, it is going out this way, and up and over this way. And then all of these materials from all the smelters are going into this box. And all stuff from this box are then going down into this line, and some of it down here. And all the stuff from here is then piping in here, and then back this way. You get the idea. I'm having a bunch of materials passing by each other, when certainly I would want to turn around and have it so instead, I would then, you know, have the materials like instead maybe the raw materials come into this row, that being fine, and then they move out to storage over here and then back and around to keep as much as we can, because it does fortunately have two different sides of conveyors. I am also realizing for main throughputs, I probably need to make it so I can actually see what's happening there by having the glass tubes. Right, now I need another fabricator, production. That's right, we need more hull plating, and I was falling behind, but now I've got more hull plating coming in. Then go build, production, fabricator. I still need 3 more hull plating. I'm also learning that the hull plating is basically the iron plates of this game. Supercomputer. Let me guess. Oh, I was actually expecting that to be computers and more circuit boards. So that's fine. So we would have the artificial diamonds and the fiber optics. So you'll go all the way down here, and you'll go all the way back. Okay, so I'll start making the supercomputers. I forgot I was also waiting to do this. Solar panels are out of alignment. I honestly think the solar panels wouldn't be so bad if there's got to be an easy way to just grab all the solar panels in one bunch. I haven't found it though. Let's take 2 seconds to peek at the controls to see if we have that. Repair mode, sell mode, inventory, teleport. Oh, there's a straight up teleport button to go back to hub. Not that I'm seeing. Yeah, so being able to select all these, because I can't imagine there'd ever be a reason I'd want to select only one. Maybe if you're trying to do a thing where you're going to have like your solar panels, say you have like one row that has this alignment and they're all just a little off of each other. So your intention there being that you don't want to maintain the alignment manually, so you just have everything at a slightly different alignment, so it kind of solves itself over time. Yeah, so you're all doing fine over there. You're doing your thing. Why are we not getting any supercomputers? What am I missing? Oh, you're getting your materials. Are you not getting them fast enough? Because we got both the materials here. And we're only using some of our power. Ah, yeah, so it's just, I think we're bottlenecking on this, we're just not getting the resources there fast enough. Yeah, because the artificial diamonds, we're not getting enough of. Okay. And what did the artificial diamonds need? You need carbon? Right, so we're running out of materials again. And that's because I'm not dragging enough asteroids back here. So what I really need to do is, didn't we see that there was a carbon mine nearby? So we already have an extractor in that one, so we just need that carbon node hit. Okay, what would I need to make a carbon node or make another miner happen? Which all of this is unfortunately doing the thing where it's like, I want the next thing. You don't have what you need for the next thing because you need more materials. Oh, well, I want that. Oh, well, you need the next thing to make that happen. So we're straight up out of fiber optics right now, which I was not anticipating. So let's race over here and grab the fiber optic line. And I do see the supercomputers are starting to churn out, which is good news. I grab all that. It is going to be interesting in how we manage moving everything. It's definitely going to be an advanced mode thing of being like, hey, only keep one stack of this in this place, or whatever. Oh no, you actually have stuff here. Yeah, so I need more carbon. Okay, so we got plenty of that. Where's the thing making my tubes? Yeah, so you're going full bore, but we've again hit the problem of, I just need more production. So production, I need hull plating, so give me that. We'll go down here, production, matter thing, do this, set you to fiber optics. Grab the materials out of there to there, grab the materials out of there to there. So we're going to increase the production there. That should help that out. But in the meantime, what did I need again for building the... Oh, we're literally already doing that. Meteor strike coming, so let's grab that. Okay, so we've got more of the silicon over there. Okay, I'll need to wait a minute for my lasers. Hey, what? Oh, there's... I missed that there's a plasma turret right there. That's the first damage we've taken this whole time. Okay. Let's grab some more asteroids just to keep feeding things. Alright. Yeah, so I'm definitely liking what we've got. I am curious that once we get some more unlocks, like how I can improve the automation. Are we getting more of what we need? So I'm getting the plates. The fiber tubes are just getting absolutely decimated. So I guess we're gonna make... No, I need you to not be running out of titanium. Come on, man. Some more nanotubes. Supplies from over here. Goes there. Alright. So I have got to find a place to get the carbon up and running with the mining stuff. Because me running over grabbing a big pile of this and just dropping in a box, that's easy. Just go over here and say, hey, grab that. I can't. I say as I shift click and not do it right. Like that can just turn and I can just drop that there. I don't care about the 20... It is kind of nice that they have this, that if we produce this, it'll give me supplies. But the thing it's giving me as a reward is the easier material to get. Yeah, so just dropping that in, that's as easy as that. You cannot seem to keep those nanotubes up. Also, we need to go here to advanced, set supercomputers. And the reason I keep doing that is I'm trying to always lock it in so we have spots allocated for things. So that way, over time, if any of these get too filled, the whole thing doesn't gridlock. So I'm noticing our basic frames aren't keeping up, our composites not keeping up, our fiber optics aren't keeping up. It's great. None of this is terrible. None of this is bad. None of this is deeply upsetting and going to be a pain point for me. Certainly all of this is fine. Okay. It didn't give me anything. That's a trolly thing to do. Okay. Yeah, still not getting enough. Still can't get the silicon tubes. Like, literally, we're consuming so many. Like, we're getting the computers done, and I know I'm gonna regret it. But what I'm gonna go ahead and do is say, hey, make you, and make you. Just that way we're producing those for the objective, because we're getting the supercomputers knocked out easy. Second time I didn't see one of their guns. Alright. There's a lot of guns on that asteroid to the left. And what are you? Ooh, a gold node. Hello, lots of ice. Oh wait, I don't need ice anymore. Not really. I need carbon. Ah. So there is the edge of the map. For anyone who's wondering earlier, who's like, fly out and see where the edge of the map is, there is the edge of the map. I figured it was. I'm assuming it's where we saw like the big, the big black circle area. My guess is this game you are expected to hit multiple solar systems kind of thing. Which does make me wonder what the limitations on how sprawling you can make your factory is. But that's okay. You're producing as fast as you can. But we are still not seeing more tubes. Alright, you get out of there. Which is deeply alarming. We got, I think, 3 of these going? But that very well could be that we've hit the bottleneck on this. Yeah, no, that looks like it's solid, like it's literally delaying it. Alright, so that's a point where we gotta get something sorted out. So, my options are, one, I can start trying to tear this around and rearrange it. But more likely my better option is to simply go over here, where we've got our silica mine, and then just add a production line there to just make the next stage of what we've got. So go here, plunk you, and I'm doing that so I can see better. And then go to production, do the printer, go here, select tubes. Wait a second. Yeah. Go here, select tubes, and then build, general, storage, do this. Alright, so with this, we are going to start making more of the tubes over here. And the other ones, since they're not being consumed, if I'm just trying to build stuff, I can just snag them over here and not have to worry about it. Meanwhile, while that's producing, let's go run back over here and drag that ship out of the dock. Yeah, so my overall thoughts so far is I'm really liking the station, factory automation, how you have the pipelines and all that link up. I like that. The solar panels, I feel like it should be a kind of grab them all in one go, instead of having to like shift-click everything and not being sure if you actually got them and all that. I think I'd rather take longer for them to go out of alignment, and then when you do, you can just grab them as one set and turn them if you really need to. I actually don't think that's that important to have that as a feature. Because it ends up just being a thing I gotta run around and do maintenance. And then the other one is the shipyard feels kind of the same way, where it's just, it doesn't feel like a thing that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this, so much as it almost feels like, oh, here's this thing again. I guess I'll go over there and do that. It's fine for right now, but I'm really hoping we get an automation means of that on the sooner side, because that is a thing that'll just become a nuisance very quickly. I was building a couple of things. So one, we can get you built. I need to get the drill built. So I've got carbon over there. Got carbon up there, gold over there. Silica down there. So I'm not seeing titanium. But that could be I just need to clear more. But the carbon would be a good one, because we're hurting on our carbon. Can I flag you in some way? Yeah, so we also have where you can zoom out farther. Yeah, so very clearly we're going to eventually expand into the other areas. Alright, well I would like to be able to flag that in some way, so I know which way I'm going. There's you. I'm guessing it's this one that's got the yeah, there's the carbon node. You can't really see it on there. Building, production, resources, mining drill, carbon. That's fine. We can go to general, connection, and power. I need to go grab the gold. It would be curious if I can connect those to each other, so make them into like one sprawling factory thing versus two independent sections. The gold would be in here, and I don't have any. Actually, wait a second. It's fine, go away. Okay. But yeah, no, the game definitely has lots of potential. I could certainly see this becoming a pretty solid entry into the factory automation. Why do you have a red dot? Are you under attack? Oh no, you're just telling me you're low on power. To me, the combat's neither here nor there. It's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. But it's the kind of thing that in my factory games, I kind of just shrug. It's like, okay, I guess there's a fight there. But, whatever. Which is the reason I actually bounced off of a Dyson sphere. Is the combat in a lot of ways felt pretty forced, and I just didn't end up caring about it much. Like, it was fine. But it definitely kind of got in the way of what I wanted to do, more so than I would say helped it. Yeah, so that needs to have the ore entry upgraded. So the problem we're basically facing here is I didn't get these miners up as fast. And so a lot of that stuff is bottlenecking that you'd want to not be bottlenecking. Alright, so we're going to drop a bunch of this stuff off. Keep these processes running. But that would actually get alleviated because what we'd end up doing is getting our drills down, starting to move stuff back and forth. But it's kind of the problem with the fact that we have the inability to move some stuff nearby. Small cargo pod. I'll drop you in here because I don't know what I'm doing with you. I'll drop you in there because I don't know what I'm doing with you. We can drop that in there. Take some of that back for right now. Grab some of you. One other good thing is as this runs, some of these things would stop going. And it'd be fine there. Can I sneak in here and snag some of that gold at all? No, it's just disappearing as fast as we're consuming it. Alright, I hope you have a good doctor's appointment, all that. Okay. I'm also kind of hoping that as the game goes on, the events get more interesting. The only events we've had are these meteor strikes, and they're fine. They do give me something I need to stop and deal with real fast, which, you know, I think is a good thing. But right now, it's probably an early access thing. Due to the fact that I have just one event that we keep getting again and again. Okay. Yeah, like, the enemies are just really easy to fight. Which I think is fine. It's just kind of one of those things that, to me, very quickly, I'm like, you know what? I don't need to be fighting these anymore. Like, it's fine. But I almost get the combat upgrades just to be able to more quickly get to the point of being able to just ignore them. Like, honestly, if I get a combat upgrade that just made your ship automatically shoot at them and you could just fly around them to, like, not put effort into it, I would grab that almost immediately. Okay. I'm kind of just zipping around to see if there's anything particularly interesting we're finding. But, like, the wrecks all seem to be kind of the same thing as the hard drives in Satisfactory, where you drop in, like, a component or two, you unlock it, and it gives you a thing. But honestly, they don't feel very rewarding. Like, we've got some that, like, kind of skipped me up a little bit of tech, so far as just grabbing the better version of something. And that's fine. But I think I would much rather we got, like, some kind of unlock. And I guess that's what the relics are for, or the artifacts, or whatever. We haven't seen any yet. That's fine as well. Okay, so let's go back over here. Okay, so our supercomputers are almost sorted. The ship requirements are almost sorted. Oh, I'm putting these the wrong way. So let's go here. Advance, do this. You had the carbon nanotubes, was it? I also don't understand what order this is in. I think those should be in alphabetical or have some other form of organization. I guess I actually don't have a spot for it. That's fine. I'm just kind of going, okay, what are some of these things that I'm piling up in my inventory that don't need to be, like, the engines, I don't need to be carrying a bunch of engines on me. But that's all going really well. Alright. So I need to get power sorted. That's the elephant in the room right now. Is I just don't have what I need to get power sorted to get my next drill online. I can't, like, just go up to the gold asteroid and just start mining it or something silly like that. Like, just blasting it with a drill. Because I'm curious if... Wait, is Tomb already home? Alright, bear with me, chat. I just heard Tomb get home. So it is about time for me to take my, like, little 5-minute break. So I'm going to go ahead and run down, welcome my wife home, make some food happen real fast. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. But thank you again for tuning in. I'll be back here in just a couple minutes. It's fine. The squealing tires mean that that we're making good time. Individual groups or whatever like that. Oh, you legitimately scared the crap out of that. That's the first time I've been gotten with that in a long time. Whoever did that, you were well-timed, probably Cookie. Because this is legit a place that always makes me nervous. And I was looking at chat for a second, and the noise played, and I thought I had just gotten got. It's very rare that I actually get caught by that, and that was like, I'm not afraid to admit when I do get legitimately caught. Well played. It's not really doing anything. What's the record nowadays? 900 something thousand, like 950, 960,000 or something like that. Which was the run that beat my record. The person who beat my record just kept going and going and going.
Jesus, that one was tortured.
We'll deal with that in a minute. So we got 33,000 users on our malware. You heard me. And off the cliff. Whee! Well, that's interesting. And I'm trying to fold them up. There we go. Don't be in a big building. Ah, we're in the middle of Louisville. Right, literally in the exact middle of Louisville. This is a dead character. Oh, good. I haven't moved yet, and the jig is already up. Don't get mad at me. Stop. This is okay. Alright, I'm sorry. Hey, Tynan? That's not okay, man. Very clearly this isn't my fault. Oh, it's not even... The worst thing is it's not even the darkness hurting them. They walked into the 2 tiles of fire, and they are dying in the fire. And I'm losing my entire reputation with them, all the way from 98. The whole way down. We were allied with them. We are no longer allied with them. I want to clarify, murdering that person, just straight out murdering them, is not... Alright. Would you go away? I'm trying to commit crime. Like, are very not comfy. Alright. We can dive deeper than the vehicle. Yeah, I mean, the idea behind this vehicle is like it's a big glass... I feel like I should be leaving. Nope, it's time to leave. Nope, 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 nope. Because I need that sorted right away, because we're about to go into the Noctil event, and once that happens, they will be allowed to shoot at me, and I will not be allowed to shoot back. That's a regular hit. I need this to fly true. High Lord. This is you. Anywhere in the middle will do. That, I approve. You done good today, kid. She was in a fit of rage. She was really bored. She wanted something to do, and she had a knife. You know, we've all been there, right? Just you get a little bored, and you would just attempt to murder. There you go. One more. Kidding me? Alright, new run. The chance of actually getting tapped out and killed like that were very low with a regular club. That's some BS there. This is not the way I should have done this. Oh well, it's too late to turn around and rethink our choices. That is death right there. Bully, 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 bully. I don't know if that was a zombie hitting us or if that was us falling down. I am uncertain. Oh. And here I was making the comment to myself earlier. It's like, you don't fire the gun when you left click it without. Unless you aim it. I would be wrong. That startled me. Orange. And home. You brought this on yourself. You knew this was coming. As well as 556, the big downer is we don't have a gun that uses 556. They're extremely rare. Like the weapons that use like 556 and that, the ammo is almost irrelevant because you'll never find enough guns to actually use it. And unfortunately, the gun's the only way to repair. You'll definitely never find the gun that uses it. Get our next batch of watermelon ready. Oh, jeez. Oh, I thought I actually got away with it. When she got most of the way back up on her feet, I was like, wait a sec, did I literally just get away with this? Zidian's like, if. Okay. Get out of here, dogs. While you can. Oh, that was really dumb of me. That may have just killed us. I forgot that the moment I did that, all of those people abandoned my defense. And we have both those doors open. Okay, sorry about that. We'll go ahead and get this going. So we'll probably go just a little bit longer on this, and then we'll probably move on to the next game to try it. I would say, like, I don't know how far this game goes. It is early access, so I've kind of made the comment before on the channel that these days, my patience for early access isn't what it used to be. I find difficulty in wanting to put time into a game I know I can't finish. So that is kind of a thing. I will say, though, this has a really, really good start. I don't know how far the content goes. And if I'm being genuine, I don't really want to take the time to figure it out. Like, I'll read up how far it goes, and if it's like, oh yeah, you can get like 99% of the way through, you just don't get the story ending, that'd be fine. I suspect what'll happen is my assumption is that these areas over here might not be accessible, or at least some of them might not be accessible. Would be my guess, is that we can work on the first place. The positives I'd say is I really like the whole factory setup using the space station thing. I think that's a clever way of changing the formula a bit. And it does make you have to sit there and reassess going, oh, well, I've got bandwidth things, like my throughput here is a problem, and all that. It's a nice, rigid, modular setup, so you don't have to worry about it. I like the way you're going to have like these outposts, and you'll ship stuff back and forth between them. I'm not sure how I feel about being in such a limited play space. Like, this looks like a big area, but when we really consider it, I don't... Like, it looks like we're going to have, like, just a handful of reusable nodes and all that stuff. And so it's kind of one of those things that it feels like your factory is going to be much smaller. That's not necessarily a big problem, but it makes me, like, it makes me feel like you can finish this area, which is fine. I actually don't think that's a bad thing. Just a commentary, because a lot of this genre does have a tendency to allow you to really build big. But at the same token, we have to go back to the whole thing here again, where I've got this one set up, and each one of these is supposedly going to have their own segments to deal with, that maybe they're all different scales or whatever. So we don't know enough about that. We do level up our station, we do unlock more things, so we certainly haven't exhausted any of that. I do like that they give you progress, like, rewards, so, like, if you're kind of getting yourself stalled out in a place. Oh, they appear here. So, like, if you're finding yourself, like, stalled out, and you're like, oh man, I'm running low on resources, those quests are a potential to unstick you. For the things I would say are my negatives, I don't really care for the having to realign the solar panels again and again. It just, to me, I'm experiencing that as just busy work. Whereas, like, the meteors coming in goes, okay, this is a sense of urgency to go do the thing to, you know, protect your stuff. When you get attacked by creatures or whatever else they implied they're going to have, that also will be one you're like, okay, well, I'm going to get attacked by something. That feels more meaningful. Versus the, you have to manually update your solar panels. That kind of just feels like busy work to me. Same thing with the shipyard down here, in all honesty. I actually like the idea of building the ships and sending them off. But the whole thing, you're like, oh, can't make your next ship, gotta manually drag it out of there. That kind of sucks. Now, we might get automation that fixes that later. But, like, I'm already getting annoyed with dealing with that. You'd like to unlock automation? Yes. I think it would be fine for a little while for doing it, but it's already to the point that as I'm building a state, like, more and more locations, I'm having more and more locations, I just have to fly back and forth between being like, oh, gotta adjust the solar panel, gotta adjust the other solar panel, okay, gotta drag the ship out of there. That's all stuff that the game is promoting you to be like, hey, go explore and do stuff. I can't do that if the game is constantly telling me to come back home, that I need to move the next thing. That I need to babysit this thing as much. So that to me is a negative that my hope is, you know, maybe we hit space station expansion 5 or 6 or whatever, and, you know, you get, like, the MK2 small shipyard, and it just has a little thing that, like, it just shoves the ship out a couple inches or whatever, and that way you don't do it. Or, like, some little drone that just moves them nearby. Whatever the actual process is. The solar panels, again, to me that feels like it's just busy work. Like, that's kind of my feeling on it. I understand there's a realism aspect to it, but people in the channel know I give zero craps about realism. But generally speaking, I think this has a really, really, really good basis. I'm curious to see when you can scale up your factory, where it goes. I'm also, and this is a me problem with the setup from learning the game, I'm also not wanting to drag the asteroids back already, because it is those things that just keep getting farther and farther away. And so I just have to keep going farther and farther. I'm wondering if there's something that brings more asteroids into play over time. Because I do wonder if, say, I just didn't set up the mining stuff well early on, if I could get myself where I'm in like a really bad position where it's really hard for me to keep things moving. Because like I ran out of gold because I spent it all on ships and sent them off for like mission objectives, or turn them into later resources that, like, whatever the thing is, that like I took them from gold that I can use into later materials, and get myself in a situation where I don't have the gold to build the solar panels to turn on the drills. Like, I think that might be an extreme concern. What are we missing for supercomputers? Those. That's me dragging asteroids back more. And so, yeah, so I've got myself, like, right now, I'm having difficulty bringing gold into my setup to make the solar panels to set up my next mine. So that's a curiosity, which, granted, there's a lot of ways I could fix it. One is I could turn off production of what's using the gold. That's certainly one solution. I could go through and just drag a bunch of materials home. The problem is I'm consuming the materials too fast with my current setup. So I gotta resolve that. But that's a lessons learned from first time playing it. Realistically, the second attempt would be good. It's also a thing that I probably could just go over to here, rip off one of its solar panels. Let's actually see how the cell works, so we haven't tested this. Did I get those materials back, is the real question. I did. So that is one way you could work around it. So that lets you have an option to get unstuck. So at a minimum, I've at least got that going. We can go here to... storage unit there. And we can do this. And go storage unit here. I know we overload the power. I'm surprised it just completely shut off. I think I'm completely shut off because I don't have a battery or any type of buffer. But I'm going to need another solar panel just to bring that back online, unfortunately. Alright, let's just take what we got out of there. So take what I got out of there. Pop it into the other one. And at least get that carbon going. Yeah, so that's going to keep toggling on and off because I've got too much there and I can't build our solar panel. But with this, I could drop you in here, I believe. No, that's a lie. Yeah, grab the whole set there. So I got a couple of tubes spare. But otherwise it's still all struggling. Yeah, the other one I'd be curious is being able to set some type of limiter on this one. There might be an option I've overlooked. But it'd be nice to be able to set some type of automation on here that says, hey, you get this slot. When it's full, you just don't. And I'm sure we can do that. Can I, like, turn these slots off? Yeah, that's what we need. Yeah, so that should resolve it. Because with turning those slots off, it, like, when it fills up a whole slot, it will just stop producing. Okay, do this. Clear a queue. So you stop building. We'll go and deal with these over here real fast. That might actually be our first hit. I don't think I could destroy them all in time. I'll take it. Okay, I mean, I expected that to be worse than it was, but okay. Alright. Yeah, so it's one of those things, I feel like some of the more menial things could get some earlier automation. Oh, weird. Is it that Meteor Strike 1 gets destroyed from farther away? Okay, so we are getting a little bit of gold out of there. The problem is I suspect it's going to get consumed almost instantly. Let's pop over here and grab this stuff. Okay. But yeah, so I think the transport ships would help a lot. We're just in kind of a weird place with the gold consumption. I really need to just stop and be like, hey, you're not allowed to do anything that takes gold. That doesn't go there. I don't know why I'm putting it there. You go here. Like, don't take anything that uses gold for right now. Alright, and I'm just shoving this in here real fast in bulk. Give me that gold bar. If anywhere here else that I'm seeing gold get consumed. Get out of here. Alright. Yes, it's just this one here that's making the circuit boards, that is. Using that. We can help with that by topping off the circuit boards here. Topping off those computers. Honestly, just take this crap and move whatever we can over. Because then a lot of that'll be maxed out and it won't be able to pull from it anymore. Okay. Yeah, so basically I need to find more asteroids that have gold in them. And bring those back. Which then the solution from here is once I get the carbon stabilized, I would just immediately turn around and put that carbon to use elsewhere. So what I'm going to do is as the gold shows up here, I'm just going to try and swipe it. So I can try and get that solar panel set up. I just need... Okay, 20 is probably enough. Alright, so what would I need to set up the extra solar panel? We can go here, power, solar panel. I would need the frames. Did I already drop those and they're all gone? Nope. So I'm going to grab them. So I can go over here and get this thing set up. Then the next move I'd want to do is to try and go and set up one of these for the gold. I don't need this to be fancy. I just need it to be able to turn on and stay on. Okay, so it's running now. So we get a source of carbon.
Thank you, wifey.
Enjoy.
You enjoy. Alright, so we got our carbon online, so that's good news. We can run that over here and drop that off. The superconductor should be working. So the next one I need to do is plug in... I mean, we got a lot of stuff we need to do. Alright. And this is the intermediary product, so drop that in and instantly gobbles that up. And you'd instantly gobble this up. Because the good news is once these start topping off, like the nanoplating here, we should see the machine making the nanoplating. That output's going to build up, and then it will stop. But you'll notice all my smelters have gone offline because I'm not feeding my atomizer at any real speed now, because I'm genuinely just being lazy about it. And that's going to just mean my production stopping. So my like the genuine actual solution to what we got, I don't need ice. The genuine actual solution to what I need to do to get this running smoothly would be in future runs of this, beeline towards getting our miners set up right away to get automation turned on as early as possible. Because now I've kind of put myself in a pain point because I don't have my automation set up. And my choices are to just manually do this. And just try and make it work. I kind of want to see if we get this supercomputer handled. If we just get that far, will that give me some level of automating the new stuff? Because we already got where we'd be able to automate stuff between the asteroids. Like the mining places with the freighters. Yeah, those enemies are actually camping out pretty close to my stuff. It's also surprising you don't get more materials from destroying the enemies. Like, I know sometimes they give you materials, but it doesn't seem to be that often. I'm also grabbing these because we're low on titanium as well. It could have also been that I made a mistake in I was scaling up my basic materials, because most factory automation games I've played really reward you for early scaling up aggressively. Wait, can I do anything with advanced here? Not that I care of. Alright. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm just having to, like, fly back and forth between the solar panels and realign them. And then these ones would go out of whack soon. I mean, those actually look like they're just fine because we just built them. But you get the idea, is I'm gonna have to just pop back and forth. So I am really hoping that's like Solar Panel Mark II, it's just automated. Or like the frequency they go out of alignment is extremely long between them. Alright. You still got room. So we get a bit more material. We can potentially get those last 10 superconductors made. And just see what the next tech stack is. Yes, the downside is you're getting a lot of water ice, which I don't actually really need more of right now. Oh, you get refined into pure water. I don't think we use pure water for anything. Interesting. In the meantime, we are getting materials. And what are you hurting for making more of your stuff? The artificial diamonds? And where were you in this whole tech tree? I thought you were in here somewhere. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So it's the carbon we're bringing in is what's making it to let that go. So yeah, so we should get those superconductors done relatively soon. We only need to make 8 more, but we were missing this material, which is why it was stalled for so long. So it should get done. That'll let us see what the next couple things are. Once they've got that, we will probably move on to the next game, but we'll get the idea. Like I said, I like the idea of the game. It does feel like there's a little bit of progression tweaking it needs, which, fair enough. That surprises absolutely no one. It is early access that just released today. I really like the space station factory automation thing. I'm not a huge fan of like the combat for the sake of combat is kind of how it feels to me. Like, you know, tick that box. I think you're able to... No, because it says there's a threat. And it could even be that the later areas have far more interesting enemies and all that. But yeah. I do feel like the solar panels need automation. The shipyard, getting the ships out of the shipyard needs automation. And that hopefully, like, my own learning lesson in future runs, I could set up the miners earlier. Because carrying stuff from those mining stations back and forth doesn't feel that bad, and there's already an established automation, versus dragging the actual asteroids back and forth kind of sucks. Like, it's fine early game. I think it's good early game. But I need to get the miners, and I think that's more me learning the game problems than anything wrong with the game intrinsically on that. But I'll be curious. It'll be interesting to see, like, one... I'm curious how much we can do in the early access version. I'm curious, like, where is the, okay, you've exhausted the content. I have a feeling it's not going to be super far in. But I could be wrong about that. Please drop them. Okay, one more, and we will be complete. We already got materials there. So it's literally just waiting on this thing to get a couple more diamonds, which are processing. And complete. So you get a refinery, a pipe junction, a fusion reactor, a storage container, a freight dock Mark 1 versus a freight dock Mark 2. And a freighter Mark 1 versus a freighter Mark 2. A photon light hauler. New materials we can make. You've achieved a new station level. Compliments. New modules and parts are now available for you to utilize. Now you have access to the hydrogen production, which is used in fusion reactions and starship fuels. Refineries can convert water from asteroids into hydrogen gas, which can then be piped into your station and either stored for fusion reactions or to produce large amounts. So that would solve the solar panels. Power linkers can be built to link power grids of remote stations, such as miners, to your main station to centralize your power generation. Okay, that's a plus. Yeah, so that solves a couple of problems. Basically, the implication, to expand your station farther, please make sure to construct 25 photon light haulers. In addition, we need these items to be in your hub. 500 carbon nanotubes. No time to waste, Commander. So yeah. I mean, it's going to tell me and all that. Station modules require to store and output of volatile hydrogen gas in the pipe connections. You can now connect those in the build general. Pipes will only flow in one direction. You can easily see using the station status. You can then change the direction of the pipe at any clicking on the pipe's direction. Yeah, so we can basically, it flows one direction. That's all we need to know. You can use pipe junctions to create pipe networks to feed multiple modules. That's fine. So the implication there is instead of right now where I'm like setting up all these solar panels farther and farther and I was making my complaints about having to adjust those, that's the fix. So they've already got something handling that. So that's really good news. I'm glad I did go that extra step just to check it. I do think we are going to be switching games still at this point. But with that, what that would mean is once I set up the our hydrogen storage and our fusion, was it fusion reactor? Yeah, and a fusion reactor. I would then be able to use the fusion reactor, and it's apparently I can build a power link, and so I could link here, and then have it link over to our location. So that way I could have like just my one base have the fusion reactor. We do it all there, and then we have that stuff moving it back and forth, which would be great because right now that's actually my pain point is the fact that I'm struggling to keep the solar power going along. And this definitely is escalating either with time or tech level. I'm going to assume tech level, which is good. But as I mentioned before, it would be nice if they had better events. So I noticed these ones tend to explode if I don't rush them back. Okay, I'm guessing it's not distance, I'm guessing it's time, because the other one we didn't get nearly as far. That gave us a bunch of gold. Does this game have multiplayer? Yes, it does have multiplayer. It does appear to have multiplayer already in early access. I haven't tested it to tell you if it's any good or not. But yeah, so with that said, I do think we're going to be switching up the game now. I like what I've seen in the game so far, considering this is like the 0.1 version early access that dropped just today. And yeah, it's got a couple things I'm like, eh. So far, it does seem to be conscious about resolving that. So where I was complaining about the solar panels, I still do think we should be able to select them all in one. Let's see, is this little drone or mini ship our protagonist? Or is that the only ship we're using for building for it? So far it seems like this is our character thing. Like this is the only thing we have is the little ship here. But yeah, so I do still think they probably should have, and there may have been a thing in the tutorial that I missed, but I didn't see in the controls. I do think when it comes to adjusting these, I should be able to grab like a whole set and adjust them as one group. Because I just can't come up with a reason I ever would want to not select them all. So, it's not like they deliberately make it so you can't do it. I can select them all. Like, it literally tells you how to select them like this. But I do feel like you should be able to just click on your solar panels and be like, adjust, and then you can just flip them. Like, the whole set. But it is good to know that they got something that, around the time where I was starting to be like, okay, this is starting to get tedious, they already had it where we could automate that using the fusion power. We still have the shipyard. That one I'm still not a huge fan of. I kind of wish it just nudged the ship out when it finished. We didn't unlock a thing to automate that yet. That might be a thing that maybe Station Expansion 6, that stops being a thing. With that said, what is going to happen here, though, is I am going to first go over to all those of you on YouTube, and I do hate to say this, what's going to happen is since we are switching game category and YouTube sucks at that, just the way it works, the stream over on YouTube side is going to drop for a couple of minutes and a new one will come up, so I do apologize about you getting dropped. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get things set up for the next game, and then I'll drop you. That way you automatically I can kick you to the new one, so bear with me. And for everyone here on Twitch, it's going to take me just a minute to flip everything over on the YouTube side. It's just the unfortunate way it works. Because we are going to be checking out another game that we played the demo of a very long time ago during a Next Fest, and that is Haven Dock. Do I have that name right? Yeah, Haven Dock. It also, that one didn't go early access today. That one went 1.0 today. So, Haven Dock 1.0 is out now. Sure, that's a terrible title. We'll get that all flipped over, and we'll try the next one, because my plan is to go through one or two of these kind of games that we're just checking out, you know, released, had a major update, whatever you want to go with today. And then I'll probably switch over to RimWorld for the end of the stream. I might also put up for a poll and see what people want, and we can figure it out. But yeah, if you're wondering why I'm not being like, yeah, let's check out how far this game goes, man, I'm tired of early access. If I'm being honest, I'm tired of early access. I'm tired of starting games I can't finish. I'd rather wait till it comes out. I think it's good to cover it on stream and all that good stuff, but I don't really want to put the time in until I know I can finish it. So bear with me 2 seconds. I'm almost done flipping everything over. So redirect you to the Haven Dock one, save. And so now when I do this, it should kick everyone on YouTube over to the next stream. So I'll see you all in a couple minutes YouTube. And for everyone over here on Twitch, just hang out. We're going to go ahead and get our game flipped over. And we'll get all that going on.